Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Power Man podcast. My name is Rory Paquette. As you all know, you're a very grateful host. Folks, I just want to start by saying, yeah, we're in a different place, different location, and the sound's going to be a little bit different today. But I think that that's probably something that makes the point, if nothing else. So, one thing we've been doing here in the Power Man podcast is we have been helping other men to start masculinity and fatherhood projects of their own, to start their own leadership movements for men. And one thing that I hear so often is, I don't have time. I don't have time to do a podcast. I don't have time to do a YouTube channel. I don't have time to do a blog. I don't have time to get the message out. And that is the reason for this today. All right. No headphones, no microphone. Now, would it be better with those? Sure. But if this was all I had, could I do this? Well, you be the judge. Can I get a message out today? All I'm using is a laptop and a laptop camera and a laptop mic. So, does this make any sense? I don't know. Maybe it'll be terrible. Maybe you guys will all hate it. But the point is that you don't have to have $50,000 worth of equipment in order to get something done. All right. You don't have to have hours upon hours upon hours to get something done. I'm on a Zoom call right now. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this recorded. I'm going to get this taken care of. I'm going to do it while I'm drinking my coffee. It's going to take about 15 minutes here on Monday morning, and we're going to knock this thing out. Then I'm going to hit save. It's going to save on my laptop as a Zoom file, an audio and video, and I'm going to save them both. One's going on YouTube, one's going on Buzzsprout. Folks, it's going to take less than 20 minutes. Tops. And we're still going to get a message out. So this is a message to all of the men that are out there that are saying you don't have time. You don't have time. You don't have time. You don't have time. Gentlemen, you have time if you make time. Okay. Normally, what would I be doing during this time on this early Monday morning? I'd be sitting here drinking coffee out of my son's mug, right? Because I'm visiting him right now. I'd be drinking this, fine Freedom Hill extract that I love so much. And I would be probably scrolling on my phone. I'd be checking social media. I'd be maybe posting some things about the podcast coming up today and that type of thing. There's no reason in the world I can't stop and take 15 minutes to do a podcast. No reason under the sun. So here we are, right? We'll be sipping our preferred beverage throughout the entire thing. And I would be remiss if I did not talk about who this preferred beverage is. And that's right, it's Freedom Hill Coffee at Freedom Hill Coffee on Instagram. Look them up, check them out. Deep, dark, rich, bold, and beautiful, just like my wife. They brew a mean cup of Joe, and they do all the right things for all the right reasons, and they support veterans, which is one of the biggest reasons why we support them. You all know how important veterans are to us here at the Power Man Podcast. And folks, if you are a veteran out there, I want to thank you and your family for your service. And, we love you. And we're so happy that you were able to find a home here at Power Man, where we do, in fact, respect the living daylights out of all of you. If it wasn't for you going out and doing everything you've done in your lives, well, we wouldn't be able to sit here and have any kind of an opinion at all. And one of these days, the rest of the people in this country are going to recognize that and maybe show you a little bit of appreciation that you should be shown. Until then, please accept it from me and from our fans and our listeners here. We do have thousands upon thousands of folks who have listened to the show. And believe me, they wouldn't if they didn't. So peace to you. Check them out. Freedom Hill Coffee at Freedom Hill Coffee on Instagram. And we'll go from there. Let me get another sip of this preferred beverage. That's right. And so let me see that. Pause this just for 1 second. I'll be right back. That's right. We're proving the point to the nth degree. We even have people walking around us. We're not in some isolated studio. Okay. The idea is to get the message out. And the message right now, folks, is you can do it. That's it. The message is you can do it. All right. We have been going through some serious changes in our lives. My wife and I have been. My family and I have been. I have kids that are all over the United States. I've got some that have gigantic multi-million-dollar businesses. I have some that are graduating from college. I have some that are having children. I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable, to be honest with you. And our lives have completely changed. We are constantly having to look at things and say, well, gosh, I don't know if we can. And I found myself falling into the trap that so many men fall into. And that's the reason for this episode today, of saying, well, I mean, I don't know if I can do that. We'll see if that can happen. And in my mind going, there's no way in the world I can get that done. There's no way in the world that's gonna happen. Why? It's the exact same thinking we're talking about with starting a podcast of your own, or starting some kind of movement of your own, or writing a book, or doing a YouTube channel, right? Start a channel on Rumble and do some live stream. All of the same excuses that come with that are the same excuses that I found myself hitting in my own life and saying, well, I'm not sure if I can, make that change. I'm not sure if I can make that move. Gosh, I've never done that before. When you break it all down, and instead of saying why, you start saying, why not? Why can't I? I mean, honestly, what is the big deal? What is stopping me from doing this or this or this? Nothing. The only thing stopping me from any of that is me. And the reason for the episode today is because we all do this. And, I just had this epiphany recently. We were driving around, my wife and I were driving around, and she said, well, why don't we go, do this and go check this out? And in my mind, I started thinking 10 steps down the road. Well, there's not a lot of point in doing that because, if we do that, then this has to happen. And then that's probably going to be a problem. And then, well, if we do this, and I caught myself and I went, you know what? Let's go check that out. Let's go get some information. you know, Instead of shooting it all down in my own mind. And I'm not that kind of guy normally. But I caught myself doing it because it had to do with me. It had to do with us. It had to do with our safety and our security and things like that. Folks, if I would have taken that tack years ago, I never would have started this podcast or any other. By March 1st, I will have 10 podcasts out there. I will own my own platform. I will have built an incredible podcasting corporation out of absolutely nothing with my own bare hands. And I did that with all of your help. I never would have met any of you. All of you folks who are out there listening to this and supporting us and doing everything that you do, I would never have come in contact with any of you had I not, on that one day, listened to my wife once again and just gone down to the basement and recorded something. And that was the directive at that point. Why don't you just go do something? In that case, and some of you have heard the story, I was talking about the podcast and analyzing it sitting in my chair doing nothing. And she literally looked at me and said, listen, why don't you just go record something? So I did. And this was born. Folks, that really seems to be the motto for all of us as men going through this part of our lives. Why don't you just do something? Move forward, guys. Do anything. But don't just sit there coming up with reasons why you can't. Enough. Enough is enough is enough. I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm going, all right, well, maybe I should record today, or maybe I shouldn't. Well, I have plenty of episodes, right? But I just had this message I wanted to get out. And I'm like, well, you've been on vacation, so you haven't shaved in, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. You look like, I don't know, Grizzly Adams or something, some scruffy Bill guy. And I'm like, who cares? And I'm like, well, you don't have any of your podcasting equipment. You don't have your headphones. You don't have your microphone. How bad's it going to be? Who cares? If you are offended by the quality of the sound, hit stop listening, and I'll have a new episode out for you tomorrow. You won't have to worry about it, I promise. Folks, it doesn't matter. And if you're sitting there listening right now and you're hearing any of this, then you're proving the point. You're proving the point that it doesn't matter. What matters is action. What matters is doing something instead of doing nothing. That's where we all get caught up. We think of a trillion reasons why we can't do this and we can't do that. I'm telling you right now, I am changing my own life by thinking through these things this way. Every one of you can do the same. Every one of you can change yours. That's what I want for you. That's all I want for you. I want you to be able to say, hey, it doesn't matter what the lighting was like. Okay. I keep getting these little flecks in my glasses from all the lights, right? Man, if I was back home in my studio, I'd be going, oh, that's terrible. I can't let that happen. Who cares? I talk to podcasters every day who are like, well, you got to be able to edit because what if? Who cares? It doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, we'll see how many downloads this particular episode has. Okay. And I'll check the stats to see if people stopped listening after like 30 seconds because, it was awful, or if they actually listened to the episode. And we'll have the proof in the pudding. It doesn't matter. What matters is going out and doing it. All right. The reason we want this for you is because, you know what? You matter. It's because you have value. Folks, You matter. You have value. And you got to stop getting in your own way. Why don't you just move forward? Peace.